SSDs on the market are still enjoying lower power consumption and lower prices thanks to their use of slower, but still really good, Gen 3 controllers, like the Intel 670p and Crucial's P5, which uses TLC NAND for better longevity, but is priced only a little higher than some QLC drives. To install this puppy, all we've got to do is remove the armor, grab a standoff and M.2 screw from the motherboard accessories pack, add the standoff, slot the drive in, screw it down, and replace the armor. For memory, we've chosen two 8GB modules from Crucial, rated for 3200 MHz CL16. They're not overly expensive, but their compatibility is excellent, and RGB is always a nice bonus. Just open the DIMM slot clips, line up the notches with your modules, and push them down into place, making sure that you hear a distinctive click on each side. And if you've got just two sticks like we do today, use slots A2 and B2 for dual channel operation for optimal performance. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you get subscribed so you can check out our upcoming Intel charity build stream where I build you, yes you, a computer. Now let's get to the case. We're using a Fantex P500A because it's got plenty of room to build in, a tempered glass side panel, and some great cable management runs with straps built into the back. Really, it's just a fantastic case with tons of features for a reasonable price. Bringing us perfectly then, actually, to our second product from our sponsor, MSI, the MEG Core Liquid K360. Now, we actually complained a little bit about the mounting system of this cooler in our recent RGB build guide, but it seems like MSI has been hard at work ironing out the kinks since then. This one looks a lot simpler, and with a 360mm radiator, we'll be sure to be able to keep even a Rocket Lake CPU cool. Of course, before we worry about that, we need to get our motherboard installed in the case, and Fantex does such a great job of making this more intuitive for new users. So inside their accessory package, you actually find all the screws you're going to need in a nice, handy-dandy little plastic compartmentalized doohickey. To install your motherboard, you'll need 9 of the short M3s with the circular skirt. That's the easiest way to identify them. Thankfully, the Intel bracket comes pre-installed, so just grab your LG 1200 backplate, mounting bolts, and thumb nuts, then align the backplate and push it into place. Screw in the mounting bolts, remove the plastic cover from your block, and then mount it with the thumb nuts. Now, fewer wires coming out of this thing would definitely make cable management a little easier, but if you run them all together, it's actually not too bad. So just pull everything coming from the block over the top of the motherboard, bring it around to the back of the case. There we go. And that gives you easy access out of the way so you don't have to look at any of it to get it all wired up. But we'll talk about that later. First, now is an excellent time to grab the 8-pin CPU power connector out of your power supply box and run it up around the motherboard tray here and plug it into the top left of the motherboard before that area of the case gets too crowded later on. Now, this next part's a little tricky, but the best way to mount your fans and rad is in the top of the case with the long screws going through the fans as they pull air through the fins and then exhaust it to the outside. Now, push versus pull doesn't affect performance, but pull is so much easier to clean, so I prefer it. It, does not come off. Once you've got all 12 fan screws in, hopefully you oriented your fans so that the cables come out toward the back of the case here, you can go ahead and plug them into those cables that we routed away from the CPU block before. Conveniently, MSI provides nice little labels on these things, so fan 1, right? But wait, I haven't even done the most important part yet. Included with the CPU cooler is this 1 to 3 addressable RGB splitter. So we're going to use that to go off of the male connector off of the block and plug into all 3 of the female connectors for our fans. While power supplies are in somewhat short supply right now, most of the issues are actually with 1000 watt and up power supplies, which coincidentally is the range that is typically targeted by crypto miners. So you shouldn't actually have any trouble getting your hands on our third and final MSI component, the MPG A650G power supply. It's 80+ gold rated, it's modular, and this lineup is available with up to 850 watts, which is plenty of juice for what we're doing. Speaking of juice, our circuit board water bottles will hold up to 40 ounces, as at Bistro.com. Before we put this in though, I'm going to go ahead and pre-attach the handful of modular cables that I'm going to need. This right here is my 24-pin motherboard connector. This one here is a PCI Express dual 6 plus 2 pin. So we'll plug that into VGA1. This one right here is a quad SATA connector. And then finally, there's the A pin that we actually ran before. Just like so. I'm going to have my fan down, and I'm going to just gently put all of these through the thing, and then realize that I have done screwed up, and I needed to take this back bracket off. That's better. What?
Major earth-shattering drama with Jaden and Nessa. What the fuck is going on with that? What's your reaction to that?
Dude, honestly, I haven't even kept up with it. I'm trying to stay off and kind of handle my own shit.
Taking care of business, man. So have people known about this? Is this something that
I didn't hear about it. I was shocked when I saw it.
are you still like friends with Josh or what? All right, man. All right, good to see you guys. Taylor, is there anything new coming with you music-wise or new? How's it feel having Taylor?
You want to ask me something about me? Fucking everyone else. I'm gonna be real. What do you think of that, Taylor?
Well, like I said, a lot of people are hating on Jaden for being with Nessa, but they didn't hate on Noah for being with Dixie.
Stay so far out. Hey, I haven't even seen you drive your Tesla in so long. I know, it's because fucking everyone else is driving. Oh, it's because you have like 18 cars. It's not.
Taylor, what do you think about the Jaden situation?
If you want to ask me something about me, I'll answer that. But I'm just focused on myself. Flex. Ask me something about me. Quick.
Bryce, man, how's it feel having Taylor as your best friend?
I fucking hate him.
All right, man. All right, good to see you guys. Taylor, is there anything new coming with you music-wise or new with your career?
Yeah, dropping a song in like a month.
Nice. Solo or?
Favor, man. Please, like, don't, like, I've always been cool with you. Like, always I've treated you with, like, respect and everything.
Yeah.
Just not trying to make us look like a piece of shit, dude. Like,
Definitely not,
I
man.
know you saw what I said about you. Hey, Taylor, do that. And, like, I apologize for being disrespectful the other day.
All right, I apologize for clickbaiting the time.
We don't jump people, dude. And, like, I would just rather, like...
You're right. Waiting 8 a.m. to 6. To get you an official car wash.
I usually get them weekly, but, like, recently... recently I just haven't